Are you thinking about downsizing? For many seniors, the idea of selling the family home can feel overwhelming. It's not just about moving boxes, it's about memories, routines, and change. But here's the truth, downsizing doesn't have to be painful. With the right approach, it can make life simpler, safer, and more enjoyable. In this video, I'll walk you through the process step by step so downsizing doesn't feel so much like a burden and more like a fresh start. This is just the beginning to a whole series on this subject specifically, so stick around for all of them. I'm Jeremy Schooler, your rebel real estate guy, and the founder of Kitsap Home Pro. Our company is built different. We're built on purpose. We don't box you into one option. We help you understand your options and then create customized solutions for your situation, just like this. So, if you're a senior in Western Washington or you're helping a parent make this move, let me give you some clarity on how to make downsizing a little bit easier. I was talking to my grandma about this very thing just the other day. Grandpa passed away last year. We were talking about a couple of friends that she knows, some very long time friends that have lived in the area for a long time. They had just sold their home and are moving into a senior apartment situation. That's been their plan for a long time. But yet on the other hand, my grandma was sharing how the thought feels kind of scary. It's a huge change. Her and Grandpa bought that property in the 1960s. She's lived there for about 60 years now. So change is hard for anyone, but moving off a property that you've lived in for that long, that's huge. But for my grandma, it's something that is starting to cross her mind. Right now, she has no intention of ever leaving, but it could become a thing at some point. So, how do we do that? How do you do it so that it makes things easier, life more enjoyable, so you can focus on the real important things for you? This video is meant to be an overview. We'll dive into some more details in the following ones in this series. Let's start by going through these 4 steps. If you still have questions after that, feel free to reach out anytime. We can talk through all of it. I don't mind sitting around, having a cup of coffee, and doing some brainstorming. Step number 1, know if the time is right. One of the hardest parts of downsizing is knowing when to do it. Ask yourself questions like the following. Is maintaining the house starting to feel exhausting? Are there unused rooms that are just collecting dust? Is safety or accessibility becoming a real concern? Does the property just always feel like work? For many seniors, the home served its purpose beautifully for decades while raising kids, hosting holidays, building memories. But what made sense then might not make sense anymore. Here's the thing, downsizing isn't about giving up. It's about setting yourself up for the next chapter, one that's simpler, safer, and less stressful. So, is it the right time? Start there. Ask that question, and then consider further. Step number 2 is going to be prepare with a plan. Once you've decided it's time, preparation is everything. Downsizing is a big job, but with a plan, it becomes more manageable. Start with some decluttering. This can feel super overwhelming, so let's take that part one step at a time. Focus on just one room at a time. Ask yourself the question, what do I actually use? And what holds true value? Real value. Pass along keepsakes to family. Maybe invite them over to look through things with you. You can make that a really fun shared time going through some of that stuff. You can also donate items that could bless someone else and keep only what fits the next stage of life. Then, think about packing. For many, the goal isn't speed, it's peace. Start early, move at a steady pace, and lean on family or trusted help with it. And don't forget the emotional side. Downsizing can bring up memories, both sweet and hard. That's normal. Take time to honor the memories while staying focused on what's ahead. Change is hard. Take time to walk through it one step at a time. That's why I encourage you to have a bit of a plan built. Step number 3, highlight the benefits. Downsizing can feel super heavy at first, but let's flip it around and focus on the benefits. How will this benefit you? Less maintenance means less stress and less commitments to manage. Lower costs free up more financial flexibility. Ultimately, a smaller home that is simpler to maintain is safer and can give you more peace of mind. I remember a good friend of mine at nearly 90 years old was up cleaning his roof one day when I came over. Now that's awesome, And I'm glad he was still able and still doing it. But at some point, it might make sense to let someone else do that kind of work. I've seen seniors breathe easier after downsizing. Suddenly, everything isn't about the yard work and house maintenance. Money isn't tied up in a property that's too big for the season of life. This all becomes a sense of freedom, and that freedom is valuable. The hurdle is in figuring out that it's even an option to have that kind of freedom. The challenge is just the change itself. But by putting some focus on these potential benefits, the change might have some very good reason behind it, and that makes it a bit easier to work through. Step number 4, choose the right partner. This step makes all the difference. Not every agent or buyer understands the unique needs of seniors. You want someone patient, clear, and respectful, not someone who's just chasing a deal. Find someone who is willing to actually take the time to make sure that you're taken care of as you go through this process. Someone who's able to respect the reality of your situation and the process that you're going through. The right partner should explain options without pressure. They should help navigate timing that works for you. They should respect both the financial and the emotional sides of the transition. At Kitsap Home Pro, we don't push. We listen, we clarify, and we build solutions around your goals. I found that is exactly what makes the process smoother and less overwhelming for all of us. Last step, take it one step at a time. Downsizing isn't a one-day project. It's a process, and that's okay. Take it step by step. Decide if the timing is right, then prepare by maybe doing some decluttering and planning. Keep your eyes on the benefits. Choose the right partner, and move forward at a pace that feels steady for you. When you break it down like this, downsizing doesn't feel impossible, it feels doable. There's some steps, there's some pieces to it, but it feels doable. Now, before we close this video, I'd like to tell you a little bit about what I do with Kitsap Home Pro. What I think makes Kitsap Home Pro different and a potential support for you. We don't box you into one option. We can help you list your home, sell it as is, or even explore some creative options that fit your unique situation. We've deliberately built multiple options into one office. That way, we don't feel the pressure to convince you to go one way, and you have those options available to consider side by side. I don't like being in the position where I feel like I've only got one option and the only way that I can make a buck in this situation is by getting you to do that one option. I don't want to sell you on that. I just want to have the options available. Now we have a toolbox we can work from. Let's sit down, talk about what you need to get accomplished. I'll pull out my tools and see if we can put those together and put them to work for you. If you or someone you love is thinking about downsizing, don't carry the weight all alone. Reach out. We'll talk through the options at your pace with no pressure, because downsizing should feel like a step forward, not a setback. If you still have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can contact me directly through our website. You'll find all of our contact info there. You can also comment here on the video, and I'll get back to you just as soon as possible. And can you do me a favor? If this has been helpful for you, can you please hit that like and the subscribe button down below? Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.